What a win in prime time. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. The Bengals, well, they surprised a lot of people on Monday night, handling business right here at Everbank Stadium against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a 34-31 overtime win where Jake Browning was awesome. Jake Browning was the man. He completed 31 of 36 passes, 348 yards. I may be a tad off on the yardage. One touchdown and one rushing touchdown as well. He was awesome. He just, from start to finish, there was one fourth down play on their first drive where he held the ball too long. Outside of that, accurate. He was delivering the ball exactly where it needed to be. He was decisive in his decision-making, moved well in the pocket, was making plays, and did everything that the Bengals hoped he would do, and then some, leading the Bengals to a victory. They're 6-6 on the season. They put up 34 points. I'll say it again, 34 points. He just, wow. I mean, whether it's the 80+% completion percentage, whether it's the fact that he found Jamar Chase deep, 76-yarder. I don't know why any team ever covers Jamar Chase one-on-one, but that happened again on 3rd and 1. And part of the reason it happened was because the run game got going. And that's the other aspect of this that deserves a lot of credit here. Zach Taylor, Brian Callahan leaning on the run game throughout this game. And Joe Mixon got going in the second half. Chase Brown got going in the first half. And that's the type of change of pace aspect, that element with Chase Brown that I had mentioned, that we had talked about. He had a 31-yard run on Monday night, the longest run from scrimmage that the Bengals have had this season. And what did it do? It allowed Joe Mixon to stay fresh as well and be really tough in the goal line. They punched it in on the goal line on 2 different touchdowns. He finished with 2 scores, was really good in the passing game, was Mixon. It looked explosive as a pass catcher. But it also they had that balance between the two guys. And when you run for 150-plus yards, it's going to make life easier on your quarterback, certainly on someone like Jake Browning, who doesn't have a ton of NFL experience, and yet he played like it and played at a really, really high level. This team has talent, and there were flaws tonight. I don't think the defense played necessarily great ball, but they did get a stop when it mattered in overtime to get the ball back to the offense for the game-winning score. And these are the type of games that the Bengals have won over the years. And they found a way in a hostile environment to win them over the past couple of years during this run. And so for today, that to happen, and for Jake Browning to be a playmaker, and for him to distribute the ball the way we expect him to, or expect Joe Burrow to, and didn't know if Browning was capable of, well, now we know he is. And it's one thing for guys in the locker room to think he can do it. It's a whole other thing for them to see him do it and realize that he can do it and believe in him, and vice versa. This is a road game on Monday Night Football, and he came out here and he played at a really, really high level. And he had help around him. Jamar Chase, 11 catches on 12 targets for 148 yards, 1 touchdown. He was outstanding on Monday night. I mean, just was awesome from start to finish. He mentioned it, and we posted the video right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. He wanted to be a villain, and that was something that coming into it, he had a villain mindset. And that was certainly the case on Monday night, at least for these Jacksonville fans that were stuck watching Jamar Chase just do Jamar Chase things, going over 1,000 yards for a 3rd straight season. He's only in year 3, folks. So Jamar Chase, he's special. We knew that already coming into the game. What did we say? Be efficient on the ground. The Bengals did that. Find a way to get Jamar Chase 10-plus targets. They certainly did that, including, like I said, the 76-yarder for a touchdown. Those are big, big things on offense that they were able to do. So really, really impressed with this offensive line as well. I think they pass protected well for Jake Browning. I think that they were opening up holes and getting push in the run game. And Orlando Brown Jr. afterwards said it was because they were playing more physical, and they played more physical this week. And you need to see that moving forward. There are things on offense that I'm sure they're going to want to clean up, but overall, I think this is about as good of a performance as you could ask for. 34 points, 31 in regulation. They had the Evan McPherson missed 57-yard field goal, but this guy, 54-yard field goal to give them the lead, 48-yarder for the game winner. Evan McPherson, they call him Money Mac for a reason. We coined that nickname, or I coined that nickname on Locked On Bengals, and, well, it should stick, and it is going to stick for a reason because he makes kicks like that, and it's This is a heck of a win, ladies and gentlemen, and I know you got sick if you watched all of our pregame stuff, and certainly on Locked On, me talking about how in the building they're thinking playoffs. And how can they get in the playoff picture, stay in the playoff picture? Well, you got to get a win to get to 6-6. Well, they did that on Monday night. They did that right here. And what it means is they're going to stay in the hunt in the playoff picture. They're going to be right there, mentioned with these other teams. And they have 2 games over the next 12 days now, since it is Tuesday, over the next 12 days. And there's a lot that's going to be decided. 2 home games, of course. But you have the Colts on Sunday. And you have the Vikings 6 days later on Saturday. Those are 2 huge games that the Bengals could win. They're winnable. And we saw it because they beat a really, really good Jacksonville team here tonight. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. And for Andrew Foxmiller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapine. Thank you so much for watching. And the Bengals improved to 6-6. Losing streak is over following a 34-31 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars.